dessert pies, and my grandfather points out the window at that big old hill in Coatesville, and he's like, we used to we used to sled down that hill until one of my friends slid off the sidewalk and got hit by a truck, and that's why you guys shouldn't sled. And we're like, it's the day you buried my grandmother. Why are you like this?
Yikes. Wow. So
that's the Coatesville family. That's how they all act. That's their behavior. That's not Delaware behavior. That's Coatesville, Pennsylvania steel mill behavior.
They have any mines out there? Anything in those mines?
I don't know. It's steel mill.
Any caves? Anything in those caves out there?
In there.
They got anything in the caves?
In them Nar Hills?
Probably, honestly.
Like dairy products.
Okay, so we're
yogurt.
I'm down to talk about it. Let's go.
Yeah,
give the people what they want.
Okay, Raph has been waiting so patiently.
I'm patiently eating and watching and waiting.
All
open mind, open heart.
So picture it, okay? It's after World War II. This is after Prohibition, where ice cream shops became the social replacement for bars. So there was a need for milk, so much so that farmers could actually focus on becoming dairy farmers. Okay? Follow me. After World War II, refrigeration has happened, and we don't have a bunch of soldiers constantly going to war and needing to drink and or eat 10,000 calories a day. So we have built up this need for dairy farmers, but the supply is way outshining the demand for dairy products, for milk. But the government's like, hey, we can't let the dairy market crash because that'll be bad for everybody. So they tell the dairy farmers, hey, we'll buy all your milk. And so the dairy farmers continue to make more milk. Now, rather than having all of this milk go bad, the government turns it into cheese so it'll stay longer. That is, we're getting there.
Where do you put that much cheese? So much cheese.
They put it in bunkers, several different military facilities, where it just stayed. And as the different presidents took over, they kept looking at these growing piles of cheese in bunkers and caves and went, wait, what do we do with this? That'll be somebody else's problem. That's a future USA's problem, and I don't care. Until we got to the Reagan administration. And Reagan was like, we're paying a bunch of money to hold a bunch of cheese. Nah, I'm not doing that. And so his idea was, hey, let's throw it in the ocean. But somebody had the forethought to go, we should probably ask the American people. And so they did. So somebody came like in front of the press to go, hey, we've got an idea. We got a bunch of this in bunkers. We were thinking we would just maybe like as a treat throw it in the ocean and that'll be fine, right? And the American people were like, no, we paid good tax money to house that cheese. We should, have access to it. And so the Reagan administration took these bunkers full of cheese, started dividing them into 5-pound blocks, and that's how we got government cheese. Oh, but wait, there's more. They continued the government cheese for a while, but eventually, and I know probably a lot of you haven't seen them around as much, there hasn't really been a whole lot of government cheese, not nearly as much. And that was based entirely upon the fact that there's a company of the Dairy Management Incorporation that is in control of milk and other dairy-based sort of plans, including the Got Milk campaign. It was the psyop from the government to get people to buy more milk so that they didn't have to buy as much milk and continue to fill the bunkers. There are, I believe, the number was 500 like underground bunkers filled like 1.5 billion pounds of cheese that's still left. Now, that being said, that is currently owned, that's privately owned by companies like Kraft and Velveeta. So it's still there, but
Waiting.
yeah, it's still there waiting.
And some of those bunkers are just natural limestone caverns.
Yeah, it's not just like not just military facilities, just straight up caves. They went here, stick it underground.
Because it's not gonna, it's like a fridge, basically, right? A natural limestone cavern, basically a fridge.
Yep. Also, part of the DMI, the Lord and Lady of Cheese. Those are official government titles, and I just needed y'all to know.
How do I get that? I'll take one of those.
No, I'll have that. Thank you so much. Yeah. Also, another one of my favorite points. I gotta remember it because I just it just whoop from my brain. The DMI, which is controlled by the government, is the reason that Domino's didn't close down. They're the reason that they handed them a cool 12 million, and then gave them a bunch of the government cheese. I went, hey, put more cheese on your cheese. They're also the reason. They're also the reason that Taco Bell started making steak quesadillas.
Free cheese.
That's our cheese.
That's the people's cheese.
That's the people's motherfucking cheese, dude. All right.
Capitalism is a flawless system. We've never had to bail out any corporations or giant entities ever once because it's perfect.
I'm losing my mind right now.
So if you've ever eaten government cheese, came from a cave.
Yeah.
You've eaten cave cheese.
You've definitely eaten it, even if you didn't know. You've
true.
That's correct.
It's true.
Did you have sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to do the introduction. What was your question?
Oh, I was going to ask Raph if you ever had school lunch.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll eat cave cheese every day. I'm fine with cave cheese. I don't want Domino's having my cave cheese, bro. I'm upset. Anyway.
Domino's, if you're watching this, give us back our cheese.
The day of reckoning, Papa John's warned us about this, okay? It's coming, dude. You better watch out.
Well, hi, everybody. If you stuck around through all of that, welcome. We are live from the apocalypse. We are a not-for-profit TTRPG studio that makes actual play content like streams and podcasts and things like that, and also rants. Also, sometimes we just rant about stuff for the first 10 minutes or so of a stream. But yeah, we make streams, podcasts, things like that to raise money for nonprofits and aid organizations. We're currently raising money for Rainbow Railroad. We are currently raising money for Rainbow Railroad Canada. Having already raised $1,000 for Rainbow Railroad US, we decided to spread the love. Basically, we just ask that if you like what you see here, instead of doing the normal Twitch stuff like subscribing or giving us bits or any of that stuff, you take the $5 or the $6 or whatever Jeffrey Bezos would have taken half of, and instead just give it directly to Rainbow Railroad. Much like the government should have given the cave cheese to the people, we just ask that you give your hard-earned money to Rainbow Railroad instead of to us. And so, yeah, there's no expectation. If you want, you are welcome to. The subscribe button has been hidden. Seek it at your own peril. It has been replaced with a donate button, and that's very easy to find. So if you want to give money to Rainbow Railroad, we would appreciate it. You can hit that button. You can also hit !donate in the chat if you are on mobile, because the button doesn't appear if you're on mobile, which is a fun fact that we learned way too late. What else? What else we got? Oh, if you do that, the McElroy brothers will yell at us. If you are so brave and capable as to locate the subscribe button, we can't stop you from doing it. It's not a feature that Twitch lets us turn off. So yeah, if you really want to, you can. Twitch occasionally pays us out a tiny portion of what they make off of us, and it goes back into supporting the channel. Nobody keeps any of it. We're not for profit, as I previously mentioned. Just be aware that if you do so, beloved Dimension 20 Dungeon Master Brennan Lee Mulligan will kill a dog. He will murder one dog for every month that you have been subscribed to this channel. He's a monster. We love him. He's not actually a monster, but it's a bit. You get it. I think that is most of the stuff, right? There's channel points, there's emotes, all that good stuff. But this is Class Reunion. This is one of our shows, and it is about 4 high school students, technically 5, but 4 that are player characters, and tonight 3 that are player characters, who are from Ohio. They have been trapped in a fantasy world for 10 years. They have been reunited within the last, I don't know, 2 years out of game, several weeks in game. Who's keeping track?
Only several weeks?
I don't know how long it's been. It's been longer than that, but maybe been a month.
It's been
a month?
There was a month. It's been longer than a month because there was a specific month after Barrow.
That's
before
true.
we started our shenanigans. So it's been like maybe 3.
A month and a half, yeah. Who knows, honestly? I'm not keeping track. I just run this game. They're from Ohio. It's a good time. It's very silly. Magic is real. They're in a fantasy world. And currently, they're in the border town of Threshold, on the edge of the Heartwood, having been dispatched here to investigate some of the strange goings-on between the people of the settlement and their Ornish neighbors. The pacifistic, tree-loving people who, despite their scary appearance, mean no harm. There have been reports of conflicts with the Orn. And as you arrived in Threshold via Hengegate and encountered your old friend Kira, one of the Gritsky players from Wayne's team, the Raging Mammoths, you saw a cart roll in with a single horse leading it. There is a body prostrate in the back, and sticking out the side of the cart, battered as it looks, are large wooden thorns, very much like the type that you have all seen sprout from Hunter's arm during conflicts. So, we're going to do introductions, but then we will get right on into our story. I didn't forget, I just forgot the order that we do things in. JD. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Nope. Something got fucked up. Give me 1 sec. This is fine. This is normal. Okay. This should do it. Yes.
Hey.
OBS is having a time today.
I don't know.
Hi, I am JD. I play the aforementioned Hunter in this game. They are an agender ranger, and things are great with them. Everything is so fine. I say that for every introduction I do, for every character, and one day it'll be true.
Skeptical.
They're excited to be home.
I bet. All right, let's see if we can do the rest of these normally, Raph.
Hey, what's up? I'm Raph. I play Max Miller, the bar block. Let's go. In this game. What else? Things are good. Max is fine. Max is wait, is Max fine? I don't know anymore. We're losing track here.
I don't think you're exhausted anymore.
I'm not exhausted anymore. Max is sleeping. He's no longer EP. Everything's cool.
Totally fine and cool and good. Let's see, Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm the local Delaware cryptid. In this game, I play Kelly Violet, who is the rogue cleric hybrid. She is really just here to make sure all of her friends are okay, because she's achieved what she set out to do. The only thing she has left to worry about is her personal life.
It's true. That will never change.
Mm-hmm.
Corey unfortunately cannot be with us tonight. Corey is busy doing stuff.
He's being
Professional
an adult.
development.
I was gonna say doing adult stuff, but not like that. Calm down.
He's adulting.
He's adulting. Yes, that's what that is. Speaking of adulting, Q.
Don't ever put that on me. How
I
dare you?
don't know. I'm sorry.
Hi, I'm Q. You can find me on the internet at midnight_inc. That's IQ. Q is my name. I'm sure you get it. I am playing Kira, who is a Tua astral self monk. Totally fine. Absolutely. Yeah, wait, bro. It's just you wait. You got so excited. Yeah, I'm excited to be here again. Thank you so much for having me.
Hello, there I am. Hi, my name is Will. I run this game and do a bunch of other stuff here on the channel, but this is mostly what I do. I'm playing everybody else. That's what this is. Class reunion. Let's go.
Go, baby.
Any second. There we go. We're good. We're good. Okay. All right. So when we left off, Hunter, you had seen the aforementioned cart roll through the gate. Max, you had leapt down, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Those were the chosen actions of mine.
So yeah, that's cool.
Did Hunter? I think Hunter jumped down as well, right? Or am I misremembering?
Doesn't
Just
sound like
you.
a hunter.
Just you. Okay, so it was just you. I was gonna plan on following.
Hunter
I'm a
will
slow
follow as
fall.
well.
Oh, sick. All right, let's go, crew.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna slow fall, but like not like you're just boop.
Oh, I'm head first, actually. So
Yeah, that
I'm
tracks.
ready.
Kelly
That
will do no
tracks.
such thing.
Okay.
Intelligently.
Kelly would never. Okay, cool. Max, I'm not going to give you any damage from this. You fall
Okay. Let's go.
down. I don't know. Oh, I saw the boy.
That boy. He's
The
here.
boy. So yeah, you land. Kira, you land very gracefully. Max, not so much. But
Super cool, right?
sure, yeah. But you're unharmed. I will give you that much. And yeah, the cart is before you. The rest of you, which is Kelly and Hunter, you may recall, you were up on kind of a landing. If you recall, Threshold is made out of an old fort, an old fortress that has been converted into just a settlement. It is not used as a military facility anymore, but there is kind of a terrace. That's the word I was looking for. That was converted into an open air market. And that's where you had gotten some food, some meat stacks, and you were enjoying those when the cart rolled through the gates. So, Hunter and Kelly, what are you doing?
Following.
So I've been to Threshold before, so I'm sure I can find us a quick way down that does not involve us hurling ourselves off the edge and then immediately becoming the center of attention in the middle of this crisis moment.
Yes, yeah, I think you can absolutely do that. You know, there's a back staircase that leads down to the lower level, the first floor, basically, where you can be on ground level. So
I
Max
like to
and
imagine that Kelly just stops Hunter, who is like ready to follow, like one leg up, and Kelly's just like, no.
Kelly just like reaches over and is just like, we're trying not to make a scene.
Yes, that makes sense.
mission accomplished. Max and Kira, you are already
What's
down
up?
there.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Considering Kira landed gracefully and I also landed so gracefully, but maybe takes me a second to stand up.
I think Kira's gonna immediately try and help you up.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
I'm-
you're just
I'm good.
Oof.
I'm good. The person on the cart is unconscious? Alive?
You can try to find out if you want.
Cool.
Okay.
Sure.
Is the horse, is it like mad dash running, or is or
No, the horse like just trotted through the gates, and you can see
Okay.
probably. I think it's very obvious to you that the horse is exhausted.
Mhm.
You have to roll if you want to figure out anything else about the horse. But
I would love
I-
to. What can I roll?
animal handling.
Hell
Okay.
yeah, brother.
While Kira is approaching the horse, can I remember what I was trying to do. One of my invocations is beast speech. I land on the floor and I stand up and I just want to yell at the horse, what happened?
Okay. Cool. All right.
So
Kira, what did you get?
give me a second.
Okay.
Cool, I got a 21.
Great. You can tell that the horse is exhausted. It seems like it has not stopped moving for at least several hours, maybe a day.
Oof.
Yeah, I would say like half a day to a full day, if you had to guess. But you don't really see any injuries. There's maybe some like superficial scratches, but those seem like maybe they're from branches and things like that,
Right.
not from weapons.
Right during their escape. Got it.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. That
Okay.
is the impression that you get. Max, are you checking the body or are you going straight to talking to the horse?
Body looks unconscious to me.
Or dead? One of those two things, yes.
One of those two things is true. Alive or dead. Man's is eyes closed.
Okay.
So I think
He's either alive or dead, and either way, it's not my problem. Max said.
I'm not a cleric. I think would probably approach the horse.
Yeah, I'm here to talk to horses, not save lives.
Yeah.
Max,
Yeah. Mhm.
why are you screaming?
It's just an instinctual reaction.
Also, what
Mhm.
can you? Why did you sound like a horse?
Did I? That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't usually know what comes out of my mouth when.
Yeah, it was a whinny, a terrible death whinny, and it was a lot. Do you want to talk to the horse while I check on the passenger?
There's a guy?
Max.
Roll a deception check. Take disadvantage.
Max.
Do I have to?
Sounds like you're
Please,
lying.
gee.
I don't know.
It's
Person, what? No.
person. Hold on, let me get my bowl of dice.
It's so
Let me
clinky.
prepare.
You can
Sorry.
either, I was going to say, you can either roll it or just Kira doesn't believe you. Your choice.
Oh, you can just not. Well, you know
Okay.
what? That's a 3. Wait, hold on. That is a, what is my, oh, that's a 5. Let's go. +2.
Okay. That's a 5.
Fantastic.
You know
Moving.
that Max is lying.
Yes, no, correct. Max, not the time.
Right. Yeah, you go talk to the
Okay.
guy. I'll talk to the horse.
Then I'm gonna like stop the horse, and I'm gonna move around to the back of the cart now.
Very cool. Max, you already talked to the horse and activated your invocation, so the horse is going to reply as you get closer to it, and it sounds very tired. You know that animals, generally speaking, don't like communicate the way that people do, and you kind of really only get a sense, like a rough sense, of what state this horse is in. So you get the impression from it's sort of like whinnying and huffing back to you. It's breathing very heavily, snorting through its nostrils that are flaring open. Its eyes are a little bit wild. All of that together, you can tell that this horse is terrified of something and has been through an ordeal. Are you asking anything specific?
I probably would. I think I would approach it, and if I have any water, I don't like pour it out so it can drink it, or pour it into my hand or something like that. Try not to have it drink too much, and then slowly kind of pet it, and just ask, what did you see?
The horse drinks the water from your cupped hands very gratefully, laps at it. When you ask it what it saw, it it seems like it's at a loss for words.
Fair.
Um, it's having a hard time communicating it, or maybe your invocation, your magic is having a hard time translating it. You're not positive, but either way, it's kind of garbled. But eventually, I'm sorry, not Max. Kelly and Hunter, you emerge from the stairs, and I think you approach. And as you do so, Max, you see the horses. It was starting to calm down, and you see it start to ramp back up. You see the nostrils flare, the eyes go a little bit wild. You see them sort of rolling around in its head, and they sort of like fix on Hunter.
No, I don't like that.
And you kind of get this sense as the horse whinnies. What it's saying, what it's been saying all along, is tree people.
I think then Max is probably going to move between the horse and Hunter, and just trying to calm the horse down, and just looks over at Hunter and kind of like gently puts a hand up and just kind of shakes his head.
And Hunter has already stopped at that point. Like they were making a beeline towards the horse, not fast. I mean, they know how to approach a frightened animal. And that's why this strikes them as so strange, because they know that their body language is everything it needs to be, and they saw that the horse looked calmer with Max there. And now they've realized that they are the object of the horse's fear. And the one thing that they are good at, which is working with horses, is something that they cannot do right now. So they freeze immediately and then slowly take a step back and make sure to stay out of the horse's eyesight.
Okay. Much like if it was wearing blinders, the horse stops freaking out when Hunter steps away. Hunter, you're experienced enough that I'm sure you can stand, downwind, or upwind, whatever is the one where it can't smell you. The horse starts to calm down again, Max. Are you doing anything else with it?
Not at the moment. I think there's like I don't know. I'm gonna give the horse a second. I think he kind of said everything.
Uh,
No.
I think Hunter will just try to talk you through how to get the harness off, because that was what they planned to do, so that the horse doesn't have the weight of the cart keeping them in place. So I think they're going to
That
keep
sounds
their
good.
distance, but talk you through what needs to happen.
Okay.
Cool. You are able to get the bit and bridle off of the horse with Hunter's guidance. Meanwhile, Kira, roll a medicine check.
Oh yeah, 22.
22. You at first are pretty sure this person is dead. You pull back they're kind of like half under a blanket,
Mm-hmm.
a very like tattered, ratty blanket, and you see a man about middle age, maybe a little bit on the younger side, has a beard, very sort of very sort of unremarkable features, except that like half of his face is crusted and sort of dried with his own blood. That you can see is a wound across his forehead, across one side of his head, and all of the blood has dripped down his face. It is started to dry. It's not started to dry. It is very dry at this point, and he is so pale that at first you are pretty sure that he is already dead. But when you go and check, you do detect a faint pulse.
Gotcha. Um, so even looking at him, Kira's expression doesn't really change. Sort of even and neutral. But he does look up and sort of calls out for a healer. Good.
Yeah.
Hi.
And yeah, Kelly, you and Hunter arrived. So if you want to,
I think I don't think Kelly probably picked up on what was going on with Hunter and the horse. My guy.
oh, is it? Wait, is this his stream debut?
He is here. He's real dumb. He just got his claws stuck in my shirt.
Carrying on the proud tradition.
Of course.
See, I don't think Kelly noticed really what was going on with like Max, Hunter, and the horse. I think she kind of like breezed past that trauma. My headphones. Ow. And she will go over to the cart and Kira and kind of like lean over to look as well.
He's still alive, but just barely.
Does he look like he needs like a spare the dying almost dead, or like just can I just like pop him for a cure wounds?
Just a cure would be fine. Yeah.
Okay. And then I think that's what Kelly kind of like leans over the edge of the wagon, and she kind of like brushes her hand like over his forehead, like pushes his hair back to like, and like as she does that, she casts the spell.
Okay. You cast a spell. The wound on his forehead starts to close. Obviously, that does not do anything about the blood, but you do see that starting to close as he heals magically. the rest of you that are standing around observing this, probably especially you, Hunter, and you, Max, but Hunter, you are not directly involved in any of this, and you hear kind of a commotion from behind you. And from the same staircase that you and Kelly emerged from, you see a group of individuals that you can clearly tell, while they are not military, because this is not an active military base as we established, they are possibly militia of some kind, because they are armored, they are armed, and they do carry themselves with that type of, we'll say swagger, but that's probably not the word that you would use necessarily. It's clear to you that these are people who are used to being looked upon as peacekeepers. The one who leads them out in front is a man of very average height. His hair is on the longer side, was brown at some point, sort of like a reddish brown, but it is now shot through with strands of gray, as is his beard. And his armor that he is wearing doesn't quite fit as well as it used to. It's a little tight across the belly, if you catch my drift. But he does, his eyes, which are this sort of piercing blue color, are very sharp, and they kind of dart around and take everything in. The men that are flanking him, we'll say that there are 3 of them, are, as a rule, larger than him. They are on the very large side. Probably, you would guess none of them is older than 25, if you had to guess. And their armor and their weapons are well cared for, but unremarkable at best, and kind of junky at worst. And he kind of takes in the scene. His eyes dart around, as I mentioned. He takes in the scene, looks at all of you, looks at the cart, kind of draws himself up, and makes a beeline directly for the cart.
Hunter steps in front of him.
And he will look you up and down as you do that. Are you making any type of effort to conceal the Ornock, your bark-like patches that grow all over your skin?
Hunter usually does, so I would say especially in this instance, they would.
Okay. All right. I think in that case, I'll do stealth or sleight of hand.
That is a 16.
Okay. All right. If he notices your patches, he doesn't say anything about it. So that leads you to believe that he probably didn't notice, given the circumstances. But he does look you up and down, and he says, "Excuse me."
You're excused.
Is there a problem here? I'm just trying to do my job.
And I'm sure you can do your job once this situation is fully in hand. We have a very upset horse and an injured man, and they are both being tended to as they need to be right now.
And
The
what?
horse is skittish, and it would not be good to frighten it further.
And under what authority do you act in this regard?
Under whose authority are you acting?
Well, I'm the marshal here.
Hey, Will.
Mm-hmm.
So, with the sort of idea and understanding that the Heartwood Hydras will be trying to have, community outreach, trying to be close with the people of the city that they're trying to, make a team at. What's our relationship with the marshal here?
Yeah, the marshal's office sponsors, the team. Like, there's a picture hanging up in the
Gotcha.
in the marshal's office
Okay.
with like all the players lined up, and they're wearing the jerseys, and maybe the marshal's
Great.
office sponsors like the junior league, the junior
Okay.
team.
Sure.
But
Sure.
yeah,
Sure. Sure.
yeah,
Marshall, you're with me.
right. I
Great.
didn't see you there, Kira.
All right. We're just trying to get things in order, and then by all means, you can join us and we can discuss.
I
Kira
won't
is an incredibly hospitable host.
I won't stop you from what you're doing. You seem capable. But saying that, he will go to walk over to the cart. Like he is going to at least be present and observe.
Hunter looks to Kira, but if Kira doesn't indicate otherwise, they step back and do not make any attempt to stop the marshal.
Yeah. There's just
And he does not interrupt you, Kelly, as you are doing magic, although I think you do see his eyebrows go up. They're a little bit wild, this sort of like caterpillary eyebrows, but you do sort of see them go up as he reaches you and sees that you're just straight up doing magic on this unconscious man. But he does notice the wound closing, and he also takes in the man and sort of like swears under his breath. You hear him with a sharp intake of breath.
Do you recognize him, sir?
Well, I do. Yeah, he's a resident threshold. Well, as much as anyone is, comes and goes with his trade. Just departed yesterday, in fact.
Do you know where he was going?
North, although that doesn't narrow it down. He was following the trade road, I imagine. And he looks down, reaches out, wrenches one of the wooden thorns out the side of the cart and holds it up, examines it, shakes his head, says, "It's becoming all too common."
When did this start?
When did what start?
Change. When did this? And she kind of like gestures over the edge at the spike in his hand. When did this become common?
The raids. Well, only within the last week or so. Before that, I mean, things were strange, but nothing like this. Not out and out violence. That's only been in the last couple of weeks, I'd say. But things started to change before that, maybe. Well, if you want to get technical, maybe about 3 years ago or so.
3 years.
Yeah, the woods started to change around that time. Got denser, darker.
And the people?
Which people? The on?
Mm-hmm.
Never had a problem. Come here and trade regularly. Occasionally we get, the curious, sort of lost little kid, but just sort of send him home.
Yeah. This was new. Recent.
Marshall, is there a place where this man stays that we can get him out of the street?
I think we should get him to one of our local healers first, just to keep an eye on him. And he'll sort of nod at the three big lads who came down with him, and they'll move over and sort of gently start to lift the man out of the cart and carry him off. And he kind of like moans a little bit and like tosses his head, but he doesn't wake up. And you know that, Kelly, you know that he's not in danger anymore.
Not
As they're leaving, the three large lads. Don't forget, tryouts are in a week.
Nice.
No, right. Yep. They all sort of acknowledge that and nod, and they say, "Yep, we wouldn't miss it."
Good.
And a stable
Sorry.
for the horse. It's been through a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to lead it. Poor thing looks run half to death.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like a little bit at a loss. Like you see him standing there. He looks around for like the bit or the bridle or something that he can use to like lead the horse.
If you just
gotta
show
ask
him where to
nicely.
go, Max will take it.
Pod. He'll sort of like point. He doesn't point at a stable, but he does point to like a kind of a lean-to that is built against the inside wall of the fortress, where there's like a trough for water. There's some dry hay that's laid out. There aren't any other horses over there, but it's clear that that's what that's there
Aw.
for. It's like a hitching post, basically.
Okay.
Like outside
Yeah.
the local saloon.
Yeah. Max will just kind of like put a hand on the horse's neck and just kind of like gently lead him over.
Did that
Make
man
sure the
just
spot has water.
speak horse?
Yeah, it's a city thing.
And which city might that be?
The capital, actually. Marshall, it's good to run into you, actually. We've actually been sent by the council to come help you with this situation.
Well, that's interesting. That would be the first time that the Council of Calderon has ever taken note of anything that has happened in Threshold.
Oh, this is important. Big.
That it certainly is.
So,
I would, Max, you're kind of like making your way back over at this point. You've left the horse over with it, and he.
Did I get the horse's name? I promise that I'm not being random.
Yeah.
I do want to know.
The horse is named Buck.
But gotcha. Okay, cool. Thank you. That's so cute. Love it.
And the boys were Dirk, Kirk, and Burke.
What was the marshal's name?
You have not met the marshal, but Max, as you come back over, he will nod to each of you and he'll hold a hand out to each of you in turn and say, thanks again for your help. Like I said before, I'm the marshal around these parts, but you can call me Mathers.
Marshall Mathers?
No, absolutely not.
I'm sorry? Well, you don't have to say the whole thing. You can just call me Mathers.
Matters. Sure.
Mathers, yes, that's my name.
Pourquoi?
I'm sorry? I don't speak that. Is that horse? What is that?
I didn't recognize it.
Well.
What
Okay.
Perhaps we could retire to my office and discuss this a little bit more in depth. I could answer any questions you might have. Maybe you could do the same.
Sounds good to me. I think Max is kind of just keeping an eye on Hunter. Yeah.
Seems like a pretty good time to check in on Hunter. Hunter, how are you doing?
Hunter's not doing great. Hunter is just trying to disappear into the background right now. That is their preference at all times, and especially at this time.
Trying to disappear into the background, wearing a fishnet shirt and
Red leather.
red leather jacket.
duster.
Well,
Yep.
Well, we did say that we took the time to pack our bags. You could.
Yeah.
Does Hunter want to change?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
Good.
not. Yep.
Good. Hunter should stay as they are.
Yeah, I mean, you get some glances, but a crowd did form when this happened, as you might expect, and then in the ensuing conflict with Mathers, maybe not a conflict, but you know what I mean, the conversation with Mathers, and then now it's starting to disperse a little bit. It's clear that the marshal has the situation well in hand, and that you present no immediate threat. The cart is just kind of left there for the time being. But the marshal sort of waves his hand at that and says the boys will come back for that after they've gotten the owner to safety. You head up the stairs, past that terrace marketplace, up another floor, and then out onto one of the crenellations of the fort that is still standing. I think the opposite side of this particular crenellation, kind of a tower, is has fallen apart. At some point, it collapsed and is no longer standing. But as the marshal leads you inside, up a smaller flight of stairs, you emerge into a circular room. There are a few desks set against the wall. One in particular that is larger than the others. You can see where a cell has been constructed, a singular cell. It is large enough to accommodate multiple people, but there's only one there. And it's also clear to you from the way that it has been set into the stone of the wall that it was not originally part of this room. It was added later. There are some weapons hanging on the walls, or like scattered across the desks haphazardly. But yeah, the marshal will walk in, lead you in, head over to the largest of the desks, reach into one of the drawers, and pull out an unlabeled glass bottle. And will grab a couple goblets from the other desks, and he'll like glance at them, like with one eye, trying to decide if they're too dirty or not. The ones that I guess are too dirty, or you guys, he just kind of like spits into them and then like rubs the inside with his tunic until he's satisfied that they're clean, and then sets them down and pours out equal amounts of amber liquid from the glass bottle and offers one to each of you. Takes one for himself.
Take it.
Hunter says, I'm allergic to alcohol.
I'll drink it.
How can you be allergic to alcohol? It's medicine.
Guess I'll die.
All right. Well, we'll just leave that there then. One for the wandering spirits, as it were. So, kind of like settles back into his chair, puts very dirty boots up on the desk. From the capital. Here to investigate. What exactly, what are your bona fides in that regard?
What?
What qualifies you? Why you? Why you? Well, I guess 3.
Is Wayne not with us?
Well, there were 4 of you, right? But I did hear a report that there was someone who just arrived, and they had engaged in some sort of a meat stack eating contest down on the second terrace.
Good old Wayne.
Yeah,
He would.
so people take that pretty seriously around here. I'd imagine he's going to be busy for quite a while.
I heard if he wins, then he gets meat stacks for life. So it's kind of important.
That's
Yep.
right.
Yep, the coveted meat stacks for life title. Yep.
We're very good at conflict resolution. We
Or at
pulled,
least ending conflict.
that's correct. We
That's what
pulled
that
the
means.
Tower of Barrow down. So
Oh, I heard about that. That was you all.
Mhm.
Well, that's fascinating, but the undead are one thing. Completely different situation out here.
they're just a different kind of people who need to be communicated with.
Do you not trust the council's decision?
Wayne would agree with me when we say Mansardine is part of that council.
I mean, the council has never given me or anyone in Threshold much reason to respect their opinion. Out here, we look after our own. We stopped asking for aid or support or help from the capital a long, long time ago, long before I was even born.
It's understandable. We can't blame you for that, but it doesn't change the fact that we're here in earnest.
Maybe that's something we can change.
Also, they have the benefit of experience of handling the Orn.
Well, we can't be in much of a worse position than we are currently. So, what exactly is your grand plan?
We're going to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to walk into the Heartwood and we're going to talk to them.
Right. Okay. So, can tell that you're not from around here. You can't.
Why not?
You can't walk into the Heartwood. That's not how it works.
Hmm.
You could try if you want to.
Well.
You're not coming back.
Mm.
Do you know the story? Do you know where the Heartwood came from?
I would love for you to enlighten us.
It's like, yeah, the answer is yes, but also, what's your
Right.
version?
Well,
Yeah.
buckle up.
Because
He
I
kind of
don't recall.
takes a sip from his drink and says, "So,
See how this is different from the capital story.
long time ago, like thousands of years ago, right? The Orn were here, and then we humans puts a hand up like apologetically to Kira. Says, man, we came from the ocean on ships, and we landed here, and then we made a city and a kingdom, and we fought with the Orn a lot because they had a forest, and we needed resources. So we did that, but actually they were very helpful and nice for the most part. There was kind of a war, like a soft war, did not go well. A lot of propaganda also from the capital, and people became convinced that the Orn were bad, evil, savages. You get it.
Mm-hmm.
Not the case, but anyway, didn't stop them from being treated that way. Then, while back, less time than that, there was one in particular, kind of a prophet type, they say, who led all of the enslaved Orn and the Orn hiding on the fringes on a pilgrimage across the kingdom where nothing could stop them, and then into the Heartwood. And ever since then, the borders have been closed to anyone except those like them, the other Orn, essentially. So they can come out, they can go basically wherever they want, but we can't go in. The wood protects itself.
Yep, sounds like we're all on the same page.
Great. So you can't go in, is my point.
I guess we'll just leave then.
Max.
I'm not saying you can't try to talk to them, maybe, but you'd have to find somebody, an Orn outside of the wood, I'd imagine, and that's hard to do these days.
Well, we'll keep on the lookout for one. Yes, but we also have reason to believe that with intention, correct intention, we could be able to enter the wood.
Nope. Nope, that's not how it works.
That's okay. Well, we'll see who's right.
Okay, I mean, it's me. I'm right, but
You seem fairly
you're very
sure.
confident.
Yes.
live
someone
here.
who's-
I've spent my entire life protecting this place, and
Yes.
you've
And-
been here for 10 minutes.
And
It'll
we,
be a fun experiment.
we
Mhm.
first off, I've been here before, so not 10 minutes. Don't be rude.
Yeah.
Second off, we don't want to minimize your lived experience. That would be incredibly rude. But third, we can do magic,
Sure.
and we have reason to believe that we can enter the wood. We would not, in all genuine honesty, and not just bullshitting, we need to get in there, and we will get in there.
Mhm.
Determination is a hell of a drug.
Okay, right. So listen, I'm not trying to, minimize your lived experience, whatever you said, either.
Mhm.
But you assume you do make it past the Heartwood, which, I mean, all right. The whole reason why you've been sent here is because the Orn have changed. Something is happening with them or in there. I'm not sure.
To them.
To them, sure.
Mhm.
Where they are violent and bloodthirsty, strange things. I've never seen the like of it before.
Right.
So even if you get past the Heartwood, you got to try to reason with,
Mhm.
well,
Anyone can find reason if given the chance.
It also generally, they'd be more secure and comfortable in their home. It's a
Right.
better place to have those kinds of talks with people.
well, tell that to Turk.
Who's
Has Turk gone in to the
Is
harbor?
that is that
Turk
the
was in
man we just brought in?
Turk's the man in the cart. Yeah, he left with Dirk, Kirk, and Kirk.
and
No
Kirk.
relation.
Oh, Turk is a different guy.
Yeah. His name just
Okay.
happens to. They're brothers, but Turk. His name just happens to rhyme with their names.
Oh.
Oh, just listen. There's also there's a merc somewhere.
Oh, you've met Merc.
Yes, Marshall. I've been here for a little while.
That's right. Yeah. Well, he's antisocial, so I wasn't sure. But all right.
Marshall, I guess my question is, what would you have us do instead? Clearly, we've been sent here to help. So, if you don't believe us capable enough to go into the Heartwood, then how do you see this issue being resolved?
I mean, I guess I'm hopeful that maybe this is some sort of like a sickness or something that's going to pass.
Wishful thinking. Heard. Gotcha.
Like, all right, listen, I lived here for a long time. My father lived here. My grandfather lived here before him, and nothing like this has ever happened. So,
Right.
I don't know it changed, but I'm hoping that it would pass.
These
But
are
that's the thing. Whatever changed in the Heartwood. That's the source of it. If the Heartwood is changed, if the Heartwood is sick, there's also a chance that borders aren't the same anymore.
I suppose that's true. To be clear, I don't have a better idea. My plan was to just sort of hunker down and hope that this would pass before we ended up back in open warfare with our friends and neighbors. So I'm open to ideas. I'm open to your plan. Would
really
just
sound
hate
like
to. Well, listen. Just trying to give a general warning, like I do to everybody who's like, I'm going to go into the Heartwood, that you will probably die if you do that. Because lots of people have tried. Lots of people come through here and they say, oh, the Marshal, it's going to be fine. I'm just going to go into the Heartwood over there. And then I say, don't do that. You'll die. And they say, no, it's going to be fine. And they do it. And then they die. So.
Understandable. Fair concern.
Well, I have every faith in them. I mean, they are Gretzky champions after all.
It's true.
You don't look like Gretzky champions.
You know what their Gretzky champion looks like, Marshall?
Not yet.
We are.
You haven't won us one yet.
No, not yet, but we're getting there.
Yes, we are
We're
in fact
working on-
the winners of the Ardane Cup.
That is correct.
Is that what it's
All
called?
right.
Still?
You know, I don't
We're
know if he's still
working on
running
it.
the league.
We're working on it. We're talking.
That's right. I
There's
heard
a petition.
about you all, that riot.
Yeah. That was
Mm.
us.
That was us.
That was our first one.
I'll tell you.
That was our first day.
That was our first day. You were on the team.
Tell you what, we'd love to have a riot around here. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Can
That's why we came here. Why we chose it.
the infrastructure withstand a riot?
Sure. Yeah. She's solid as a rock because, she's made out of them. Never had a riot here, though. Never had one. Love to see it in person. Love to try it out. See what it's like.
We will definitely let Wayne know. He's excellent at coordinating.
All right.
When you least expect it. Another question. Has anything changed here in the past 3 years? Exports, people, environments? I don't know. Anything odd? Different?
Well, the Heartwood changed. Mentioned that already. But other than that.
I mean, here.
No, in Threshold itself. Not that I can think of.
Nothing weird at all.
Oh, sure. I mean, well, plenty weird happens out here. Heartwood, Maybe you could be more specific. Is there anything you're wondering about that maybe something might jog my memory?
Did you have any kind of an issue with a drug out here, or people speaking about a dreamer, or what was what was he called? Technically, it's not Deathless. It's
Who are you asking about?
Wasn't it the Dreamer?
No, not the Dreamer.
Oh.
Our Wyvern boss, who's now out in the.
Yeah. Moldus Calderspur.
Moldus.
He was Like
The
a
quiet.
week and a half ago. The reason
The
why,
quiet.
He's
yeah,
one
the
of the
quiet.
quiet.
Yeah,
Yes.
because there are other quiet out in the
Mhm.
world,
Mhm.
and we
Yeah.
didn't know if they all freaked out like he freaked out that during when the
heard.
dreamer was here. So it's like, did they have
Yeah.
one of those things happen?
Mm.
We've had a quiet pass through once or twice, but no one ever stuck around long enough.
Mm.
I can't remember any issues with any of the quiet. You said something, though, about a dreamer, maybe?
Yes, there was an incident in the capital not long ago with a drug called sand, and it was linked to the dreamer, and it seems to be perpetuated by some kind of a cult to the dreamer. He's a ancient enemy.
Sure. Never seen sand before, ever. Living here on the edge of the Heartwood. So I can't say that rings a bell.
Love this man.
Suppose there was well, there was a man who came through. At least I think he was a man. Seemed like sort of a mad sort of a hermit type pilgrim, maybe. Hard to say. Came out of the hinge gate one day. Just walked right on through. And muttering to himself as he went. This must have been maybe a few months ago, if I had to guess. I'm not sure what he was, but he did what you're talking about doing, going into the Heartwood. Walked right up to the edge of it. And he didn't even slow down, he didn't even stop. The trees just opened up for him. Never seen anything like it. But he never came back out, so probably dead.
So it opened up for him, and you just automatically assume that he's dead, even though you'd never seen anything like that before.
Well, he never came back, did he?
Maybe he
Sure.
decided to stay. It's only been a few months.
Maybe.
Bird is nice in there.
Did he? I'm trying to remember what Mirrodin told us about about if there was any ow, you
The
son
Dagda?
of a bitch. What are you doing?
Running a game?
Being attacked.
Just trying to tell a story, that's all.
Being attacked. Yeah, the one who Mirrodin was worried about could be controlling the Orn. If he had told us anything descriptive of him. Like if perhaps this man was him.
Oh.
Well, he told you his name was the Dagda, and he told you that what made him the most dangerous of all of the Danan, depending on who you asked, but generally speaking, the most dangerous of all the Danan was that he had subjugated Ak. He had subjugated the planet itself, the Earth itself, essentially.
Yeah, but he didn't like give us any kind of a description about like what he looked like. So if we run into some,
no.
And we didn't get. Do you have the list of the statues?
Yeah, I've got it. Hold on. You're gonna strangle yourself, you stupid idiot.
Just do it quick.
He's gonna kill himself. He's so dumb. He keeps putting his head in the little loop and then twisting.
Cat's got a cat.
Yeah,
That's
cat's getting
clearly
cat.
where heads go.
Yeah, obviously. It's head sized.
He wants to listen,
him.
honestly. He
Yeah.
wants to stream. Let him stream.
Let
Not
him
for heads,
cook.
why head shaped? Right, let him cook.
Let him cook.
He just wants to strangle himself.
Yeah.
Go
I mean-
mess with the little. What are you doing?
I'm more concerned about him being over there with the haunted dolls.
It's just
Yeah.
Josephina. She's not haunted.
Eh,
She's not old enough to be haunted.
Isn't Josephina from like the 1800s?
Sometimes
I mean, character is, but my specific Josephina doll isn't.
Oh, heard.
sometimes you just say things and I go, you said that with all of confidence that I have to believe
Mhm.
that it's real, but my brain is also screaming, no, don't believe it. You know what I mean?
Listen. Can I please look through my notebook?
Are you looking up the statues?
Yes, I'm trying to
Yeah.
find notes
Okay.
about my statues because Raph didn't bring their notebook with them.
No, I forgot
Come
it.
on.
Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, let me check my notes too while you're doing that.
Fighting for my life.
Yeah. Yeah. It's in here somewhere. It's in my notes.
I believe you,
Somewhere.
Will.
Yeah.
I believe you.
I have those.
Ha ha!
Oh, you beat me, but I was
Take
about
that, you
to
little bastard.
I was about to find them.
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Not one armed. Not the fop. The armored figure with the spear. That's Lee.
Wasn't there like the buff doctor? And then
Yeah,
like
so, well, Slim with big eyes is the doctor. Bearded Santa Man is the
Santa!
father. Hunched muscular figure, the smith.
Oh, heard. Okay. Bearded Santa. Could
Bearded
be.
Santa. Barrel chested man with rope is the mariner.
Correct.
And so we know the female with the veil is the fairest.
And we all know Mama Raven. So
Mama Raven.
Raven. Yep. That's all in my notes too. So
I think
Yep.
verbatim too.
Also did that. Yeah.
good job,
Yeah.
Julia. Good job taking notes.
Yep. It's easier to find them when there's not somebody trying to shove their face into my hand.
So we're
Yes.
thinking bearded Santa or big-eyed
Could be
man.
anyone.
Max, just ask the marshal if he looked like a daddy.
Did he look like he could be my father?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he did. Yep.
Big beard.
He certainly did. Yep. I'd call him I'd go so far as to call him a father. Yep.
Hmm.
Got a
A
father
father.
figure.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Had that vibe about him, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely raised a few rascals. Or
Mhm.
should.
Yeah. Mm,
Might still.
sure, yeah. Yeah. Actually, now that you mention it, he kept what he was talking and talking and talking. He said something about his children. That he's going to go find his children, I think. So
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
I'm willing to put money on that is the man that we need to find in the woods. That is
Do you
making
guys have Santa in here?
I don't know.
You know what Santa is?
That's a non sequitur. There's no equivalency.
No, is that person? Is it this man? Is his name
There's
Santa?
There's no
Could
equivalency.
be.
Right. Well, Santa
Is
went
this-
into the forest. So let me just jot that down.
Wait.
Santa.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Santa. Would you say
It's not cold enough.
would
Got
you
a
say
name.
that
Got a name now.
got a name? Would you say that he showed up before the raids?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, definitely showed it before the raids.
But after
although
the
not,
weirdness.
yeah, but not long after the raids. Not long before the raids, which is another reason why I'm pretty sure he's just dead.
Mm.
Understandable. You assume
Yeah.
he was one of the
Mhm.
first victims of these raids.
Mhm.
And
Well, I think we know who we're looking for now.
Mm-hmm.
Santa.
Santa.
okay, this is the Xmas thing that you and Wayne would talk about, right?
What?
You know, he's always watching.
Yeah, it's still deeply upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
Marsha
Even
is
now.
scribbling furiously as you're describing facts about Santa.
Mm-hmm.
This world's new cryptid. Santa Claus.
Threshold's most wanted.
You just start blast. Every time it gets cold, they start looking for him. They're like, this is when he comes out.
Oh
You know,
goodness.
he watches you while you sleep.
He knows
He also
when you're
watches you
awake.
while you're awake. Yeah.
You want to know the most horrific part? He knows if you've been bad or
Bad
good.
or good.
Well, I mean,
There is no. It's just the two options.
well,
In
by
his
what?
eyes, it's
The
only the
middle
two.
is just considered bad.
Well, by
It's
what
not.
scale,
It's not a
though?
very. It's not a very good scale. It's not a
No.
good scale. Part of why
It's or on or off.
along with the fact that he watches you at all hours. It's part of the
Right.
reason why he's a flawed figure.
Well, yeah, because I would go so far as to say that ethics aren't a binary.
Nope.
Personally,
what that
from my
means.
experience, I would say.
You would be correct. I would agree with that. Yeah.
Santa honestly disagrees.
Which is why we're going to go into the woods and
Kick his ass.
yeah.
Seems like a dangerous psychopath.
Mm-hmm. Careful what you say though, because you will end up on the naughty list.
But yeah. Kira, are you coming with us?
I need to get my teammate back, so yeah.
Hmm.
Good.
Well, all right. Well, I suppose that's. I'll get some of these. I'll get some posters drawn up, put them up around town, see if anybody has any information about this Santa guy. If
Mm-hmm.
anybody maybe talked to him on his way through,
Mm-hmm.
or anything like that. And if I hear anything, well, I guess I don't really have any way to get that information to you because you're probably never coming back. But I guess I'll tell it to the next group of people that the Capitol sends.
Yeah.
How about that?
Sounds
Marshall.
You can call me
and
Mathers.
Mathers. And Max just puts a hand on his shoulder and says, everything's going to be just fine.
All right. Well, okay. Good. How long? Okay. All right. All right.
Walk out.
okay. I would like to speak with the man when he wakes up before we go, but we will probably be out of your hair very shortly.
Turk. Right. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I'll let you know. I suppose. Where will you be?
I have some family. They own the tailor shop. They're not like family. They are friends of my aunt in Kielfell.
Okay, right. Well, the tailor shop. Yeah, no, I'll just pop on by.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. If he
Can we bring this guy?
I'll stop by, or I'll send somebody. Send one of the boys, Dirk, or no, not Dirk. Dirk's the one who's unconscious.
Burke.
Dirk or
Wait, I'm not
Kirk
there.
or Burke. Yeah, I'll send one of them by the tailor shop if he wakes up.
right. Thank you.
Great. Okay. Well,
All right, and then gonna follow Max out.
Max is
Kelly's gonna
outside. He does
Kelly's
not
gonna
know
look
where
at
to go.
Hunter to see if there's anything else Hunter wants to.
Hunter has been keeping their mouth shut so that they don't say the 1,000,001 things they thought of saying during this conversation, because silence is better. So they are just going to nod at the marshal and then go to leave without saying anything.
good luck.
Thank you. Good luck
And
with
you're outside.
Yep. Good luck with your peacekeeping. I'm just
So
back
do
out.
you do that every place you go?
Which part?
Talk about the dangers of Santa Claus.
No.
Usually.
Did you say he's got claws? Did you say claws?
It's his surname. It's his surname.
He's got claws as well.
Hmm.
It describes his hands.
Santa of the claws.
So gonna
That makes sense. I knew a man once named Joey Fingers.
Ooh.
He had regular fingers.
I have so many questions. The thing, as this, I'm gonna walk away
Oh my
to make
God.
sure that we're out of earshot. Where you buck up against every authority figure.
Talking to me?
It's just sort of the group at large.
No, usually in the past I just avoided authority altogether. So this is kind of new. But I have found that if we let Max do the talking, we don't always get great results.
Well, they're usually dumb. So.
Someone in the conversation is typically dumb, yes.
But I don't think that was very bucking of authority. I think that was probably the smoothest any of these conversations have ever gone for us.
Sure, but
He doesn't really
also
believe in us.
I was
but-
also sort of lumping in Hunter stepping in the way when he first arrived.
Yeah, what was that?
It seemed like he was going to make it worse.
I thought that perhaps Max was rubbing off on you.
Rubbing
No
off is an
comment.
interesting
Insight
choice
check.
of words.
Insight check. 1,000% insight check.
Kelly's just like,
Roll it. Take advantage.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
rubbing off is a
Fantastic.
choice of words.
I don't rub off anyone, okay?
Oh.
All right, so that was a 23 on the insight. 21, 22. My dice are loving me. I'm very
Yeah,
happy. I really am waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's not going to be great.
Yeah, right.
You could cut the tension with a knife.
Oh. And he just keeps walking.
Max, that was weird. Wasn't that weird?
That was strange. I'm not rubbing off on you.
You know what? Maybe you guys should. Anyway.
You smell fine.
And on
Anyway.
that note, we're going to take a break. Don't go away. We'll be back real soon in like 10 short minutes. Stick around. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, Justin, fucking grip it and
My
rip
donation
it,
Let that
baby.
happen first. Yep.
Slop that down, dude.
I did that a
Dude,
while
crack
ago.
one for the big boy.
Oh, wow.
There we go. We'll be right back.
Well, what'd you get? What is it?
Terrible, terrible. I need to make my own list.
You didn't get
You don't
a result?
agree with what you found? What came
No,
up?
I found people are talking about distance. So they're like, what's the best mic for 5 feet away? I'm like, that's not what I asked, but
Those
okay.
aren't the feet I was looking for.
Those are not the feet I was looking for.
What did you Google, just to be clear?
best microphone for feet.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well,
I did get an ASMR mic recommendation
Oh no!
yeah, that's a thing people
for
probably
That's
use with feet.
spine
Yeah.
tingling audio.
No.
But that's not
Mhm.
really what I'm looking for.
If we
No.
could not, that would be great.
I don't think I want to know what you're looking for. Like,
Best
concerned.
microphone for feet.
I told you what I looked up. I am curious. I genuinely am curious, though.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should write my own list. Although, what would I look for if I was looking for a microphone for feet?
I don't know.
That was
That's
my
a good question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the ASMR mic is probably a good move, honestly.
Is it? I feel like
So you can hear the feet rubbing together or
Does-
feel them
Stop.
across.
Does
apologies.
Sophie like feet? Chat says Raph
my-
gets an ASMR mic specifically to use for Sophie and Redacted.
No! You guys have
This-
never
I
watched
don't think
Redacted
so.
again.
You know what? I'm trying to think. I
Redacted
don't
was
think Sophie
canceled?
would be.
So sorry.
I don't think
Did I
Sophie
miss
would
an
be
episode?
into feet.
You did not.
Sophie is probably not into feet.
No?
No, I don't think she is. I don't think
Good.
she is.
Find
I
out.
like that you have to question that. Right.
Find out by
And
catching Redacted every other Thursday night here on Live from the
This
Apocalypse.
is a plug. We need one of those like Disney Channel or like the Cartoon Network 3/4. Just one of us walking up and just being like,
I would love to do
just
that.
like get rejected.
I would
Anyway,
love
just
to
a
do.
thought.
I would love to do a parody, like, and you're watching Disney Channel
Channel,
thing
right.
Yeah.
for like Live from the Apocalypse. Yeah, that'd be so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Everybody buy a green screen and
Yeah, right.
film yourselves doing that.
And find out what best mic.
And find out what the
No,
best microphone
none.
for feet is. Chat, if you have an opinion on this, weigh in. Feel free to give us your suggestions for feet mics. But otherwise, I guess
Oh,
we'll
feet mics might work.
maybe. Probably not, though.
I'm gonna
a
start
great-
crying.
It's a great question.
I'm gonna start crying. Raph, no. Don't do it.
This may have been a mistake.
You
Don't.
don't say.
Don't
Hey,
look at feet mics.
Don't.
Post
Don't
it.
look at feet mics.
Just, post it
No.
in the
No.
class reunion discussion channel. And
No.
if you want to see it, join the Discord community, which is linked in the chat.
I'm
It's a great place full of great people, and it's
There
either
are
channels for
so many
there are channels
websites
for
for
all
feet.
your
I had
feet
no
mic
idea.
needs.
How did you?
Are you in like incognito or anything at least?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
What to hide?
Yeah, it's a great point, honestly.
What are they going to try to sell back to me is what I'm very curious about.
I don't know.
All right, here you go, chat.
no.
You curious?
No.
There's no pictures of feet. There's no pictures of feet. I promise. I skipped that part.
You skipped that part.
It's just
How
a
kind of
microphone
you.
for feet.
It's not even a microphone. It's just what comes up. This
Wow.
might be dangerous information. Actually, you know what? I'm going to
Nope.
keep this to myself.
Yeah, don't do it. People want the information, they have to DM you for it. Don't.
Hmm.
That's true.
Well.
You have to solve my riddles 3.
Don't say that because I like riddles, but I don't want the prize.
Okay, well, I guess we could play the game. So, welcome back to Class Reunion, everybody. Welcome back to Live from the Apocalypse. You heard the thing at the beginning, probably, and if you didn't, well, you're going to be very confused for the next hour. So, you departed the marshal's office. You talked a little bit more. You were heading kind of unclear, maybe to the tailor shop. At least that is where he told you that he would find you if the injured man woke up. Anyone else got anything they want to do before that happens? All right.
Here, your town. Do you need to do anything?
I mean, gonna have to tell the team that I'm gonna be
Mm.
gone for a bit.
Yeah, that is true. I did kind of just spring that on you.
Mm.
It's all right. Again, I gotta go get our teammate back anyway.
Mm. Do
Mhm.
we? Do you know anyone else who has been involved in a raid that lives here that we could maybe talk to? If it's shared
Do I?
experience or
Great question. I would call that persuasion, right? That covers like gathering information and stuff in 5e, if I'm not mistaken.
for me or
Yeah,
for
or history.
Or history. I would say Kira, because Kira lives here.
fair?
So this is mostly a roll to like see. Yeah, you can roll history if you want to remember anybody like that, and then if you're asking around, persuasion.
Mm.
Okay, cool beans. So that one, it was a 12. I didn't do great that time.
Yeah, you don't
It's okay, buddy.
remember specifically anybody who was caught in one of these raids. Most of them moved on because it was largely like merchants and the like who experienced them.
Mm.
How close does that trade road go to
Mhm,
the
mhm.
Heartwood? Like, does it follow it the whole way up, or just part of the way up and then branches off?
The Heartwood is massive, so
But like, does it stay along the edge the whole time?
yeah, it goes due north basically.
Though no, nobody. Any people that were sort of shaken up by the Orin incidents left or just didn't come back.
That makes sense. No horses or anything either.
Not a whole lot of horses.
Mm.
Honestly, if I'd known you speak horse, I would have written some notes down for you.
Speak a lot of things.
Well, I guess that is something to explore. Does it look like when these raids and attacks have happened, have they just been like a wash of chaotic violence, or have they been targeted at like humanoid people, and like animals and things have been spared? Like anyone who's like traveling with livestock that they're trading, has the livestock been injured as well, or is it like
Horse
it's
looks
just been like,
alright.
yeah, like has it just been like a mindless kind of violence, or has it been very specifically like humanoid people?
I'll let Kira's 12 roll over and give you a little bit of information about that. As you are talking about this, Kelly, Kira, it does jog your memory a little bit, and you do realize that there haven't been any casualties that you've heard of from any
Gotcha.
of these raids or attacks, period. But now that you think about it, the wounds, any wounds or like injuries or anything like that that you've seen on animals, or heard about being on the animals, much like the horse you saw earlier, were either incidental or like self-inflicted.
Gotcha.
That being said, some animals have not come back. Like the cart that rolled in had harnesses for 2 horses and only one was pulling the cart.
Gotcha. Animals, for the most part, have been left alone in these conflicts. Uh, other than what happened through, panic, so self-inflicted wounds or incidental. Now some haven't come back. but
But
for the
that
most
doesn't.
part,
Yeah.
yeah,
They could have just run off.
right, exactly. And there haven't been any casualties.
Hmm.
Lots of damage, certainly, but nothing fatal.
I think Max turns to Hunter and just quietly, if possible, just says, do you think you would have held back on Mance?
I mean, I I didn't hold back on Mance. I didn't mean I wouldn't have wanted to hurt him as much as I hurt him. But it was already happening. I couldn't stop it, and if all of you hadn't been there, I don't know what would have happened.
The Orn by nature are more pacifistic than humans ever have been. The influence over you, especially given that we have, prior to that incident, been in several instances of violence. It could be that their nature is warring with whatever is urging them to attack.
I would believe that. I mean, all of my family is much better than me, so I believe it.
Better
So-
than you? Better than you?
Your family?
Yes.
What does that mean?
It means that they're different than me. Like what Kelly was saying.
The Orn just have different impulses, habits.
Different doesn't mean better, though.
It does when you keep almost murdering people who don't deserve it.
I'm not going to comment on.
Are you saying Mansardane doesn't deserve to get absolutely wrecked?
Oh, did you know he lost his arm? Hold on, wait. Did we tell Kira that he lost his arm?
He did get his
No.
arm eaten. It's pretty rad.
Good.
So he has had his shit rocked as of recently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But death may have been a step too far.
Maybe.
But he didn't die, so it's fine.
Missed. So.
Okay. You're not the only one that's been affected. So, not better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we'll see when we get in there and see what's going on.
Right.
Do you think we can get in there? I mean, Mather sounded pretty confident that we would not be able to.
That man doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh.
Also,
Okay.
I'm almost positive he didn't realize Hunter has a key.
That too.
Does that key... Can that key be shared?
I'm just banking on the fact that I might not register as, a person. The woods might not even notice.
As for whether that key will unlock the woods to all of you, we'll find out.
Right.
I'm just kind of hoping if I ask nicely, that's about where my plan starts and ends.
No,
That's fair, because
that's a great plan.
kind of not far off from my plan, which was just, the general intention of the fact that it's like, we're here to help.
Okay.
Great
Well,
points.
you got me. I'm here to help, so just let me know what I need to do.
I think if you can just make yourself ready.
I'm ready.
So we can say, if you don't have anything specific to do right now, that you go your separate ways for like maybe an hour or two. Kira, you go to your teammates and you tell them that you're going to be stepping away for hopefully just a few days, maybe forever. And yeah.
Right.
Which leaves the rest of you to do whatever you need to do, whether that's checking on Wayne, who is still going strong.
Cheering him on,
eating
for sure.
competition. Yeah, he has not slowed down at all.
Man versus me.
Yep. 100%. And so, we'll say that a couple hours pass, and then are you meeting up at the tailor shop?
I mean, I think that would probably be the best place for us to do that.
Yeah.
All right. It appears to just be a very normal tailor shop. But yeah, when you step inside, still looks like a very normal tailor shop. There is a guy standing behind the counter. Julie, I don't think you made NPCs for this branch.
I do have other NPCs in general I can give you if you would like.
Yeah, give me some information.
Yeah, let me.
Is Aunt Julia there?
You
doesn't exist.
Aunt Julia's a beekeeper.
Yep. Aunt Julia's a beekeper, Raph.
Come on.
Why would she be in a tailor shop?
God, I'm so stupid. I'm so sorry.
There's Lore. She'd probably be there.
Sure. Yeah, there's a woman standing behind the counter. Little name tag that says, "Hi, my name is Lore."
LOR.
LOR.
Lore.
Yep.
LOR. Lore. Yeah, I think it's probably been some time since her and Kelly have seen one another, but I think it's pretty easy for Kelly to establish,
Yeah. Yeah, you walk up and you say the secret code, and Laura responds, but like gives you kind of a sidelong look, studies you for a while, and then is like, "Kelly, is that you?"
It is. It is. I know it's been.
I heard you went part of the tailor profession any longer.
I'm not, for the sake of competition, and I'm not doing the work anymore for the branches, but I haven't lost my friends. Carmen, Dion, are still on speaking terms, and mostly just here to check and see how things have been faring.
Well, not good is the answer there. I guess not a lot of business coming through one way or another, if you know what I mean. Catch my drift. And yeah, Yeah, that's not been great. That's not been good. Hoping it picks up soon. Things are getting pretty dire.
Yeah, we're actually hoping to look into easing that off some if we can.
Oh, great. Yeah, that'd be great. Well, you need. Yep. What?
Yeah. Just needing a place to sit for a bit. There's one of our people is currently making a spectacle of himself down in the market.
Oh, he's eating the stacks.
He sure is.
Yeah.
Doing his work. But a man was brought in. He was attacked, and we're waiting for news to see if he wakes up so we can speak to him before we go out into the woods.
Terrible things, terrible business that is. Such a mixed bag today. Because there's awful on account of the attacks, but mostly positive, I guess, on kind of the stacks.
Sometimes you need small joys when things are bleak.
Yeah. Too right. Yeah. Well, can I get you anything? Drinks, snacks?
Does Max make that excited face at the snacks? Was that in character?
All I've had to eat is about 3 meat stacks, so snack sounds good.
Your name's Max?
His name is Max, yes.
Great, yep. Well, yeah. I mean, that's enough about the attacks and the stacks. Max, do you want to come back and have some snacks?
That sounds great.
She will move the counter, open the part of the counter that hinges, and let you all into the back, where I think it becomes very clear to you. I don't remember if the rest of you had been to the tailor shop at Kalefell, or at least into the back, but it becomes very clear to you this is not a tailor shop. That there is a lot of different goods here, although it is much less crowded than the one in Kalefell was. If you had to guess, it appears that inventory is low.
Damn.
Don't touch anything.
I was hoping to replenish my bread.
Oh, you want actual tailor supplies?
Yeah.
Oh no, we got that. We got lots of threads and stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah. Let me get that.
I guess actually, do you have anything that actually needs to be stitched up? It'll keep Max busy.
Yeah, no, she'll bring out like a stack of clothing that people have dropped here to be repaired, not knowing what its nature is. And she's like, I'm hopeless with needle and thread, so I really appreciate this. This has been building up for months, so thank you.
No, I'm not. I'm not very good at it at all, so.
I keep saying I'm going to learn, and then I just I keep telling people to check back next week. So it's really helping me out here.
Yeah. Are you the only one out here these
days? For now, yeah. There's not really been enough going on to, require more people to be out here helping me. So just me. There's like a crate in the back with some smaller crates around it, clearly where you can like sit, kind of a makeshift table. There's a little lantern on it. She'll bring you some like bread and cheese and stuff like that while you are sewing. And I think after Max, you get through like most of the clothes that need to be repaired. You're just kind of flying through them. They're very simple, very
So
basic
slow.
repairs. Yeah.
Sorry.
Um, but yeah, Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Been a little while since we checked in on you. How you doing?
Oh dear.
Hunter is doing great. I I think Hunter actually is just trying not to talk about or think about anything that is going on right now. And so they pulled one of the crates over next to Max, and at some point ended up leaning over with their head on his shoulder and is trying to sleep. And just appreciate not currently being in a hamster ball.
That's very fair. It's a good place to be, not in a hamster ball. As you lean against Max, close your eyes, try to get some sleep while you have a few moments of quiet. There is the rustling, familiar, repetitive noise of Max sewing these clothes. There's the kind of flickering and sputtering of the lamp that sits on the crate in front of you. You sort of start to feel yourself drift off to sleep. But unfortunately, as you do, as you feel yourself starting to drift off, you experience that sensation of falling right before you jerk awake. Um Except it's not falling. It's for just a split second you feel that rage and that bloodthirst uh stronger than you have ever felt it before. But only for a second. But I think as you reflect on that, it becomes obvious to you that what you are experiencing is the walls starting to break down.
And with that realization, Hunter wants to check in on the Dreamweaver.
And you close your eyes, and you kind of find yourself in a familiar black void. And out of the darkness creeps the the larger than normal, because you've seen this thing before when it went into your head the first time. And it was very small, but here it is represented much larger, bigger even than Hunter, and it creeps out of the darkness on very spindly, translucent legs. You find yourself face to face with your Dreamweaver once again.
Hunter reaches up to pet it, and knowing it can't communicate the way they communicate with it, still can't help themselves from asking. First saying, "You're doing a really, really good job. How are you holding up?"
Tired. Trying. Still trying.
You're doing more than trying. You could not be doing any better.
Need to eat.
You're hungry.
And nods at you in a very spidery way.
They can feed you.
What you got? What you got for your spider, Hunter?
I think Hunter feeds the spider several different memories because they're concerned that the ones they're choosing aren't going to be strong enough. And so essentially, they feed the spider all of the memories that they spent with the first horse that they have released, Cheyenne. They feed memories of trail rides. They feed memories of those days at the barn when it was just hours of riding with friends. They feed memories of quiet moments sitting in the stall. And they feed the spider every memory of every ribbon that they ever won with Cheyenne.
Okay.
And then they wait to see if that's enough.
You pull these memories to the front of your mind, and the front two most spindly little legs reach out and kind of touch your forehead, and it starts drawing those memories out of your head, similar to how it did it the first time. It starts to sort of pull them out of your head as silvery threads that it then starts to spin together into something kind of approximating a ball. Yeah, pulling at the threads, weaving them together until finally it has something that it seems more or less satisfied with in its hands. And it says, enough. And once again, you don't see it devour the dreams or eat them in a traditional sense, but you just sort of see it retreat back into the darkness of your mind, carrying these memories. And when you awaken, leaning on Max rather, sorry, once again, you feel this sense that something is missing, this emptiness. Like looking in a mirror and not recognizing your own reflection.
And Hunter, well, they appreciate that Wayne isn't there with them. They look around the room, starting with Kelly, then glancing over at Kira, waiting to look at Max until last. but they don't get the sense that their feelings about Kelly have changed in any way. While they haven't known Kira much, like they don't feel that anything is different there, but what gives them that sense of relief is looking over at Max and still feeling their heart flutter in their chest. Because they know that that was not what they gave up.
Not this time.
You're a monster.
Yikes.
You also feel that barrier is back. You feel that wall between you and this feeling within you, this sort of darkness and anger, is reinforced strong again. But no, you don't think your feelings or memories of anyone in this room has changed. And I think at that moment, the door to the front of the shop opens again, and Laura sticks her head back and says, sorry, think there's a, like a militia member here to see you, asking for you.
Yeah, probably, hopefully, gonna take us to see that man who got attacked. Thank you, Lore. We'll be out of your hair.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much for fixing all of these clothes. Was not,
I
yeah,
did what I could. Perfect stack
looks amazing.
in the
Honestly,
corner.
I was honestly starting to get very anxious that my cover was going to be blown because, like, I do not know how to do this. I can't emphasize that enough.
You know,
So
you
that's
can send some of it back to Dion. Dion will do some of it and send it back for you. She's actually gotten rather good, and now that Barrow's not something she's worried about, she's got more free time.
No, yeah, I mean, I knew that, of course. I knew that I could just send it to Dion. I was about to, and
Mhm.
now I don't have to, so that's good. But yeah, I was gonna do that, and I could do that still if I wanted to. Anyway,
Thank you, Lore.
why do people do that?
Do what?
Sorry. Why do you like pretend like you would have done a thing or like that you're not interested like Max, you're
Hmm.
sewing. You enjoy it.
Good. It's good exercise for the fingers.
Why do you need an excuse for it?
Got to build up muscle everywhere, right? So, what?
Why do you need an excuse to enjoy it?
Did you
A
have some
lot
of
of
this bread?
I forget I am far from home, and then I'm reminded in strange and small ways.
It be like that sometimes.
it do be like that sometimes.
It do.
It do.
I remember.
See
It
with
is
this
true,
militia
though.
man once.
It is true, though, Kira, where you are from, the city of Ilsis, which is kind of a crumbling. City is kind of a generous term, to be honest with you. It was a city at one point. It was the city of the Danan and their descendants. It's kind of hard to say. A lot of the Tua, which Kira, you are one of, are descended from the Danan directly. But there is the unfortunate side effect in your people that this Fey god blood that runs in their veins has a tendency to drive them insane. And as such, the city of Ilsis is kind of just one of hedonistic action and desire, and it's a mess.
Yeah. The question isn't why, it's why not.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sounds like a party.
It is that. Lots of people, there are lots of stories of people who try to go to Ilsis and don't return, and in all of those stories, they reportedly have a great time until they don't anymore, until they stop having a great time.
Bees.
Mhm. Did you say bees?
Like a Biza.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, I thought you were talking about Angelia.
No.
Okay.
No, there's been reports about how like people are like
Yes.
Ibiza was the most fun I've ever had. I can never go there again because
Yeah.
it like literally never turns off, and then
Oh.
it drives people insane because
Kind
they
of.
never actually sleep and rest.
Yes, like
Yeah.
that, except they are physically ripped to shreds.
Right.
Yes.
You know.
Mhm.
Yeah. Ibiza Mad Max style. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Mad Max.
Exactly.
Nice. So when are we going?
Open world, my dude. Cool. So you walk out of the back of the shop, and one of the strapping young men from the militia or that you saw earlier is standing there. You can't tell which one this is. Also, you never got their individual names, just as a unit. So he just kind of will like hook his thumb at the door and say, "I am here to bring you to see Turk. He's awake now. That's why I was sent."
Thank you.
Right? Yeah.
Lead
Just
on.
follow me. Right.
Yep.
My name's Dirk, in case you were wondering. You didn't ask, but that's okay. And so just follow me. And he will lead you. He will lead you through the maze that is Threshold. It was a fortress. Passageways are very narrow. Things don't make a lot of sense where they're located, but you do end up in what is clearly kind of a field hospital, maybe of some kind. Everything is clean. Everything is cared for. There are beds, more like cots, laid out. Honestly, you can see a couple people laid out on cots on the other end of the room. They appear to be sleeping or at the very least resting. Occasionally you hear coughing from one of them, but they're also kind of like kind of a cloth hanging from pegs on the wall, sections that part off. You can see through like a crack in the cloth. But in one of the beds, one of the cots, lies Turk. The man that you saw pulled in on a cart. He has been cleaned up. You get a good look at his face now, and he seems more or less conscious, although how aware he is of his surroundings is like anyone's guess. But his eyes are open. He's looking around. He sees you all, and he says, "I've been told that I have you to thank for saving my life."
Well, it's anyone would have done it. You got yourself back here, so that's the first step.
The marshal at this moment walks in to stand by. He approaches you. He doesn't interrupt or anything in the conversation. Turk nods to him as he approaches and says, "Marshal?" Nods back and says, "Turk?" And then seems just pretty content to stand there while you do most of the talking or guiding the questions. And he says, Turk says, "Well, still, I very much appreciate it. Don't really have money or, well, actually anything anymore. So I'm afraid I can't pay you back, but I'm grateful."
That's enough. Could you tell
I
us?
believe we were hoping for information.
Yes. That'll be of great help.
What happened? Right. I shouldn't have gone. I was warned plenty that it wasn't safe, but it's how we made a livelihood. So I loaded up the cart and I started heading north on the trade road. Haven't seen a merchant or even a traveler stop by threshold in almost 2 weeks, so things are getting pretty desperate. It seemed worth the risk, and then one particular stretch carried us a little too close to the woods, I suppose. Didn't even see them coming. Some of us fought back or tried to, but we weren't prepared or trained or equipped for any of this. So, and he kind of gestures up to the scar.
You weren't alone.
No, there's a few of my partners, couple guards.
Do you know what happened to them?
I guess I hope that they were taken, but I didn't see. I got hit pretty hard. After that, I was barely conscious. One of my horses scattered, ran off. The other one, God bless him, started heading back for Threshold.
Was there anything when he got back? Did he have any of the things that he left with, or did it look like
Any
his
like
supplies had been taken?
merchandise or anything like that?
Yeah.
It didn't look like it. No, the cart was like pretty much empty except for like a blanket that he was under.
What were you carrying? It seems like they might have taken it. Was it food? Was it?
Yeah. No, there was really basic stuff. Honestly, food, some supplies, mostly sort of field supplies. I think we had some valuable cloth, high quality stuff, if I'm remembering correctly. Kelly, what is your passive insight?
My passive is, please don't bite me. Thank you. 13 is my passive.
Okay. You maybe don't know that he is being untruthful, but something, you're not sure if he's lying to you or not, but at the very least, he's not telling you everything.
Does it appear that maybe it's because the marshal is here? Or is it more like like a me thing? Like,
I think with a 13 passive, you can't tell that. You just
Can I
know that he's being kind of squirrely.
can I do an insight check?
Sure.
Ow. 18.
Okay, yeah. You don't really, yeah, it's probably because the marshal is here. It's probably because the marshal is here. You see his eyes dart over to where Mathers is standing a couple times.
Okay.
Would I catch that with a 21 passive perception?
Yes, Hunter, you would catch that.
So I think in that case, Hunter walks over to the marshal and is like, you seemed really convinced that if I were to walk into the Heartwood, I wouldn't walk out again. I was wondering if we could just step outside for a moment and you could show me all of the different places that you've seen people try to walk in before. So I have an idea of what's been tried and what hasn't been. And that way, maybe I'll have better luck because you obviously know more about this than I do.
Roll a deception check.
What is happening?
Does Max say that out loud?
I whisper it to you.
That is a 14.
All right.
Kelly will just whisper back to Max. It's like, he's trying to help me with something. They are trying to help me with something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I suppose I could. I suppose I have seen a lot of people disappear into the Howard and never to return. So yeah, I could do that. I could show you.
You saw Santa.
I did see Santa. Curse him.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, I could show you a thing or two. Let's go. You step outside with the marshal, leaving the rest of you in the room with Turk, who looks a little relieved, a little more at ease with the marshal not here, but isn't immediately volunteering that he was lying.
I think Kelly will kind of like lean against the bed frame a little bit, so it's like, so she doesn't have to talk quite as loud as she says. It would really be of everyone's best interests if you could tell us what else you had with you. We're not interested in getting anyone in trouble, but we are interested in making this all stop.
All right. Yeah, no, I mean, we had some weapons with us for sale, some barrowcraft weapons. Not, illegal, as you know, but would have had to pay significantly higher trade taxes on them if, we'd been obvious about it.
Got you.
This sounds like they're gathering for. Never mind. I'll save their theory. I don't want it to be real.
You don't want to say it in case it's
Right. I don't want to say it.
So, that is that's interesting. It's an interesting theory.
The other people that were hurt, do you know that if they were also carrying
No,
weapons?
of course. Well, look, if you're suggesting that there's some kind of a underground trade ring where myself and several other people are transporting weapons through here regularly, that sounds insane.
I think
does it?
I think Max would like
We didn't suggest that at all. You did.
Well,
yeah, pull out gallows in just like a casual way.
How do you
Kelly's like,
casually
no,
pull
that
out a
would
weapon
be-
called the gallows?
Yeah,
That would be very bad.
How do you
that.
casually pull out an axe made out of a guillotine blade? Just out of curiosity.
I think he just kind of like swings it around, like
If you like,
puts it on,
Kelly's just
I
like,
don't
man,
pulls it
remember.
out, puts it on the table.
I don't remember if you have
Just
enough
start
warlock
sharpening
levels.
it.
I don't remember if you have enough warlock levels where you can dismiss and summon it at will, but that's, I guess, that could be casual based on your definition. I don't know.
Just sharpen it.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. Listen, it sounded like that's what was being suggested. I don't appreciate being accused of anything. That said, yeah, I mean, myself and several associates may have lost several thousand crowns marks worth of weapons.
to whom?
I mean, he kind of gestures out the window to generally the Heartwood.
So it's not random attacks.
Well, I meant, who were you taking them to originally?
Oh, to sell to sell them.
To no specific
under
buyer, just
market value. Well, we would try to sell them here at Threshold. Normally, some success, not a lot of market here. Typically, a very peaceful place, but trade dried up.
You shipped
So
out.
we were forced to take our business elsewhere, or try to.
The thing I'm worried about is seeming more and more like that's the thing.
That they're arming themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, by the way, is how you got yourself trapped, my friend. That's what I was talking about. Them arming themselves, not you having an underground ring of arms smuggling.
Who said anything about an underground ring full of arms smuggling?
You did.
No, me. Nope, I didn't. I said that's what it sounded like you were accusing me of, but it's not what happened. It's not real. It's not a thing.
It's unprofessional for me to accuse you of that. I would do no such thing.
Thank you.
I can accuse you.
They can accuse you. I would not. I understand. Anyway. They're either arming themselves or they're taking the movement as a threat against themselves.
Hmm.
Could you show us where on a map exactly where along the trade road exactly you were attacked?
And also how long you've been doing this.
Yes to the first one, probably not to the second one.
But you have been doing it though.
What's up? No, what? What do you mean by this? Because do you mean laying in bed, recovering? Because I don't know how long I've been doing that, which is why I can't answer that question. But yeah, I could probably point out on a map where I was when we were attacked.
That would be,
and also tell us how long you've been doing this for.
Lying in bed and recovering, at least maybe 20 minutes that I've been conscious, I would say.
It's a very unprofessional way of asking this question.
Is there a professional way of asking? If someone's been smuggling weapons, should I punch him?
No, don't punch him. You say trade was drying up here. You had to sell wares elsewhere. Did business dry up before or after the raids?
Right. Before. Yeah, no, before. I guess maybe the raids started around the time that we started heading north on the trade roads. So, yeah.
I would recommend, once you've recovered, as business will more than likely remain dry, you try going the other direction. It'll probably take you longer to get where you're going, but might be safer, might be better.
Yeah. Once I've procured more cloth and food and things like that I sell, I will do that.
Carrying.
It's Max.
He's lying.
You can't prove that either.
I don't like you, Turk.
Well, I'm a very likable man.
I thought this was great fun.
Max, is this about the weapons, or is it just about the act of smuggling? Because that's what I did for several years, amongst other things.
Sure, like a tailor.
Oh,
you were literally just in a tailor shop.
I'm out of the profession.
Oh, yeah. Good folks. Good folks. Done business with them on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
You know Law?
Oh, yeah, I know Law.
Great woman. Great woman, Law. Yep.
Max, I think you and I should go. I think we got the answers that we needed.
do one of the things that I commonly trade is maps of the area. I do have one right here, so I can just quickly draw out. Yep, it is right around here that we were attacked. So I'll just give that to you. That's my gift, free of charge. You can keep that if you want. And yep.
All right. Heal up. Your horse is
Poor
recovering in the stable.
Horse is nice though.
Buck, yeah, he's a good horse.
If we see your other horse, we will point it back in this direction.
If you,
What's your other horse's name?
Merle.
Merle and Buck.
Yep, those are my horses. I wouldn't stress too much about finding Mel, though. He's not, he kind of sucks. So
it's my top priority.
Excuse me? I'm sorry, I'm not here.
You're not there. Great. Okay, well, I'm glad that, thank you so much for saving my life, and I'm glad I could be of help. So glad we're all friends now. Good luck.
You too. I'm going to take this map and head out.
Cool. You got the map. You head out. The three of you leave the room. You step out onto into Threshold. You can see where, a little ways ahead of you, you can see where Hunter and the Marshal have stopped. And he's just kind of like pointing at different sections of the Heartwood. He's being like, saw somebody step into there once, just by accident, barely even for a second, but these vines grabbed him and pulled him in, and then nobody ever saw or heard from him again.
That sounds so scary.
Yeah, well, you get used to it, but yes, yeah, it was terrifying. Traumatizing, probably. I was like 6 years old, so that stays with me. I see it sometimes at night when I close my eyes to sleep.
I am so sorry.
Sure. Yeah, me too. Not a big deal. It's all fine. Comes with the territory. But, oh look. You done talking to Tech? All of you?
Yep, he showed us where the incident happened. We might go out there to take a look, see if we can find any other people, see if maybe we can enter from there.
Absolutely. Well, I've just finished telling Hunter here about all of the different dangerous parts of the wood, the Heartwood. So, just be careful about getting too close. If you do decide to go in, I mean, you only get one shot. So don't miss your chance.
Do it. I knew it. Fucker.
What? Sorry?
Nothing.
Okay.
How dare you?
I just felt my soul leave my body.
Okay. Also, as an Ohioan, all of this Michigander bullshit is fucking with me. I don't like it.
You don't like the. You don't like it.
That's just like a thing we say around here, so,
Oh. The opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
That's what they say, because you never come back. That's what they say. They say if you step into the Heartwood, the opportunity to step into the Heartwood only comes once in a lifetime, because if you do it, then you die and you never come back. So
Right.
Once in a lifetime, you get it.
Wise words, the words of prophets.
Yep.
Okay. Well, are we ready to go?
I mean, we need to go get Wayne.
Yeah, so
That's
retrieve.
where I meant.
Yeah.
Probably it looks down at his wrist, probably coming to the end of that competition, if I had to guess.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Meat stacked for life. Sounds pretty good. Can those go in the Heartwood?
I mean,
I don't think that would be appreciated given the diet of the
vegetarians in there, Max. We don't want to insult them in their own home on our peacekeeping mission.
Wayne just spent 3 hours eating meat stacks.
So that he can have
for you.
Not for me.
For all of us.
Not for Hunter.
Yeah, the prize is non-transferable. So it's
something for him to
life for him. Yeah,
It's something
Right.
for him to look forward to when we come back out of the Heartwood.
which
Yeah, I don't eat
may
meat.
or may not happen. Yeah, to be clear.
Which may or may not happen, but
Mushroom stacks.
we're stubborn.
Well, sounds like you're gonna go collect your friend. I've got marshalling to do. So I guess if you make it back, I'll see you then. But otherwise, it's been great getting to know you. And do you have any loved ones or family that you'd like me to get any deliver last words to, or anything like that? Is anyone going to come looking for you?
If I don't come back, retire the letter? Retire the number?
Sure. Okay. Yeah, we could do that.
If you could leave some seeds out for the grows, that'd be cool.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm not really asking about last requests or anything like that. More just like, can I, is anybody going to come around here asking questions of the marshal? Like, hey, have you seen this person? And then I have to be like, oh, bad news, actually.
The people. Shit, I didn't tell the DeMarcos.
Wow. All right, then. Sounds like it's a no. So no worries. Good luck.
I don't think there's anyone for me either because my family's either here or they're in the Heartwood.
I got that vibe from you. You kind of get the energy of someone who doesn't really have like a family. So
makes us great candidates for this mission, doesn't it?
Yep.
I feel like you didn't hear the second.
Yeah, I don't know if like orphan energy is a thing, but like if it is, you've got it. So
not
the Ohio orphans. I like that.
To be clear, Hunter, I heard you. Okay, you're right.
You lost your family, and yeah, your family went into the Heartwood and they died.
Sure.
Marshall, you're taking great care of all these people around here.
I'll do my best, thank you. You can call me Mathers.
I can't. But thank you.
Well, that's your loss.
It's not dignified. It's not respectful of your office.
I think it's very dignified, Marshall Mathers.
Sounds weird when you say both together like that. I really would prefer if it was just like Marshall or Mathers, but preferably Mathers because that's my name and we are all friends. So,
what about Eminem?
That's insane. What is it? What even is that?
I don't think he was around.
Oh, I thought Max was just referencing, the initials M and M.
I was talking about the chocolates, but
I suppose. Yep.
You should consider it.
Also, Marshall's not my first name. It's just a title.
But it's a title you've earned.
What out of curiosity?
What?
Is Mathers your first name or is Mathers your last name?
Mathers is my last name. Everybody calls me by my last name.
What's your first name?
Emmett. And on that note, we're going to end this episode of Class Reunion. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. Hope you had a good time. We have been live from the apocalypse. This has been Class Reunion. Thanks so much for hanging out. Where's the thing that we do now? There's the thing. Very cool. So yeah, we'll go around and do introductions, say a little bit about what we have going on and where you can find us, doing other things. We're doing more stuff right here. But with all that being said, real quick. Yeah, thank you. This is loud. It's more right. Okay, cool. So we'll keep our same order from before. JD, let's see if this actually works this time. Yeah.
It did. I will try not to take forever with this. On Friday, I will be back with a few lovely people at this table for a second season of Secrets and Shadows, our Regency flavored Monster Hearts game, where we will finally be kicking off the 8 sessions starting on Friday the 13th. What an auspicious start date! I can then be found with Exquisite Corpse Presents on Saturday night for Sister Cities, our non-magical D&D campaign. And on Sunday, well, we will not be back with Academy H. If you are looking to get your masks fix, we will be playing a game of masks over on the Lost Caravan, where I will be playing Phosphorus, who will be using the Delinquent Playbook. So we are very excited for that. And then next week, we may have Cold Iron on Tuesday. We'll see where that is at. And then we will have Academy H on Wednesday. And then we will finally be back also for Redacted, which has been on a mini hiatus on Thursday. So there is a lot happening. I keep saying on Twitter, things are about to kick into overdrive, and they really are. So it'll be fun. And I get to see so many of these lovely faces and so many others.
Ref.
Hello, my name is Raf. I played Max Mailer tonight. What else? Next Tuesday, if Cold Iron's happening, I'm also in that. Playing a lovely, cutie little painter, lover of all, friend of everyone, honestly. And then on Thursday for Redacted, I'm playing Sophie, and she's great. She's super normal. She's super fine. Like everything's cool.
Can't keep lying.
She still not possessed. She's still not possessed. She's the mom of the group. She's hanging in there. She's holding the group together. She's the glue. She's everything. Honestly,
She's committed
everything
atrocities.
I don't
Glass
know
houses.
what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. And then I'll be back for here. I think. Except, wait, when is a season 2 Secrets 2 Shadows?
We're going to be
able
missing you
to-
for the first
Oh, yeah.
episode, tragically.
RIP. But you should still watch it. Because and then you'll be able to see what you're missing when I'm not there. So all good. That's my pitch.
Julia.
Hello. You can find me at Hexwad on all social media. The next time you see me, I will be Lyra Kroll on the 18th for the special random weekday recording of Academy H, which will be a good time. It'll be a lot of fun. There's a upcoming Thursday project, but I'm not sure when we can actually announce that. But I will be doing something weird on Thursdays in the future, so that'll be fun.
I always say just announce it, but that's because I'm impulsive.
Who's
You'll
going to
get to
stop
see
you?
me.
Yeah.
You get to see me play a Lavinia Hale, a one-armed celestial warlock who's just like having a time.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But it's a good time. So
I was like, what is this? But I know what this is.
it is heists.
Heists.
Heists are coming.
It's crime. It's be gay, do crime.
Listen to We Are the Union.
There you go.
I'm going to wear the shirt for when the game starts.
Amazing. I'll talk about Corey when I talk about other stuff that's going on, but Q.
Hello. Hi, I'm Q. Midnight Inc. on the internet. Sometimes there's an underscore between those words. I am doing things and also stuff. It's been a bit of a weird season. So the podcast is happening ish. We will see how far that goes, how long that lasts. But if you're interested, it's called Code Switch It Naturally, where it's me, my two sisters. We talk about, a bunch of random stuff all through the lens of being Black in America, which is a time with the capital T, oh buddy. Um, beyond that, you'll see me at the table 1, season 2 Secrets, 2 Shadows, Cold Iron. I'll be doing. We've got a couple of things on Tales from the Table Studios, which I am part of the production team. Typically, if you see, a cool poster, I did it, so yay, I guess. We've got some projects coming down the pipeline. Other than that, I've got a bunch of stuff that I'm like involved in, but I can't talk about it yet. I don't think. I don't know. I'm not as impulsive.
And redacted.
And Redacted, yes, I will be back at Redacted. I've been traveling this year, so I missed the last one, but I'll be here for the next one.
You don't have to watch it, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
don't
have
worry
to.
about what happened.
Nah,
Don't
it's
worry
all
about
Yeah,
good.
I definitely feel like I need to. Definitely feel like I need to do that.
It's okay.
Okay. That's it for me.
Amazing. Hello. Hi. Yeah, there I am. My name is Will. I'm one of the storytellers here live from the apocalypse. I'm on social media as that, but not using it, so whatever. I posted a selfie on Instagram today. If you want to see that, go check it out. Same thing. See my face. God, okay, what's going on? This was good. Fuck me.
It's been a night.
It has been a night. It's been a night for a long time. Tomorrow night, as far as I'm aware, we are going to be here recording an episode of Cryptic Community College, which is our Monster of the Week podcast, unless something changes, which is extremely possible. But as of this moment, tomorrow night, 8 p.m., we're going to be recording our Monster of the Week podcast, Cryptic Community College, live. If you enjoyed hearing me do a bad Australian accent tonight, you can hear me do a bad Scottish accent tomorrow, where I play Fletcher Bain, who is the Chosen, kind of. He's a grumpy Scottish guy. Check it out if you want to. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. I will be back for a season of Secrets and Shadows on Friday, playing Abigail Donatelli, where you can hear me do a very mild, I wouldn't say it's bad, Italian accent. It's not Italian. It's like European, kind of. Who knows what's going on, honestly. But that's going to be a good time. Yeah, mostly it's just like sass. Corey could not join us tonight, but this Sunday should be the release of the last episode of the Arc of Academy H that Corey guested for, add-ons and extras. Corey did a great job as Chase Boyd, aka Extra, who is the Beacon playbook. So Sunday, the final part of that, part 5, should be out. If you want to check it out, Academy H was nominated for an Audioverse Award. You can't help us win, but because it's juried by a panel of judges, but it's cool. It's a cool thing. You can tell your friends if you want to. And then Cold Iron next week. People talked about that already. But I think everybody talked about everything else. Special Academy H recording session next Wednesday, because October sucks, apparently, for scheduling stuff. In November/December, speaking of Academy H, there is going to be a cool thing that not everybody has signed up for yet, but it's going to be related to Academy H. It's going to eventually be a podcast, and it's going to be more masks. Going to be very cool. Follow us. Yeah, that's a good segue. Follow us on social media if you want to know more about that, maybe, or join the Discord community, which is a great place full of great people, and we would love to have you be a part of it. I think that's going to do it for us tonight. We're going to disappear in just a second, but I guess we're going to raid Brock since he is rudely streaming at the same time as us. So, yeah.
This boy's literally right here.
I was going to say, yeah, like if you want to see the room that Raph is in from a different... Oh, never mind. He's a VTuber. Damn. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not about to dox my boy. Just kick the door down.
Yeah,
dox.
Please do. Shout his government name as you do so.
No.
Anyway, we're going to disappear. So say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.